Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, The English Expert. Today we will discuss about one of the important poem of Kamala Das, My Grandmother's House. Let's start from about the poet. Kamala Das, 1934 to 2009, was a well-known Indian poet who wrote in English and Malayalam also. Kamala Das was famous for her bold and honest expression of emotions, especially about love, loneliness, womanhood, and identity. Her writing is often autobiographical. It means she writes about her own life experiences. One of India's most honest and bold poet. Her poems talks about love, longing, and emotional struggles of women's. And My Grandmother's House is one of her most heartfelt and autobiographical poems. In the poem My Grandmother's House, she shares her deep feelings of loss, longing, and emotional emptiness based on her childhood memories. Okay, so next, let's talk about setting of the poem. The setting of the poem My Grandmother's House is the poet's ancestral home in Kerala, where she lived with her grandmother during her childhood. After her grandmother's death, the house became silent, empty, and dark, and the poet moved away to the city. The physical setting is a quiet and abandoned house, but the emotional setting is filled with longing, sadness, and nostalgia. The house symbolizes the love and comfort she once had, and now she misses all these things so deeply. The poet Kamala Das also uses imagery, metaphors, and personification in the poem. Tone of the poem. The tone is sad, nostalgic, longing for her grandmother. The poet deeply misses the love she once felt and now she is missing. If we talk about themes of the poem, poet Kamala Das talks about loss and emotional loneliness, love and security, longing and desire to return in childhood, then nostalgia feeling and childhood memories. These are some themes we can see in the poem. Kamala Das' poem, My Grandmother's House, is a deeply emotional and personal reflection on the poet's childhood memories, especially her connection with her grandmother and the house she lived in. The poem begins with Kamala Das remembering the house where she once lived with her grandmother. This house was not just a building, it was a place full of comfort, affection, and unconditional love. The poet begins by describing how when she gran the poet begins by describing how when she was a child she lived in her grandmother's house, and it was a place filled with love, warmth, and comfort. That house meant a lot to her because it was where she felt truly cared for, Her grandmother gave her unconditional love, and the house was a symbol of that loving atmosphere. However, after her grandmother died, everything changed. The house became silent and lifeless, almost like it to had lost someone important. Kamala Das expresses how much she misses that house and the love that once lived there. She remembers how the windows were always shut and the air inside felt cold, like the warmth had disappeared with her grandmother's death. She uses strong and sad imagery, like snakes moving among books, to show how the house had become lonely and abandoned. It's not just the house she misses, it's the love and emotional security that her grandmother gave her. As she grew older and moved away, she began to feel a deep emptiness in her life. She longs to return to that house, not just physically, but emotionally. To feel that kind of love again, she says she would even be happy to get just a small amount of that affection, even if it's in the form of a little kindness or sympathy. This shows how desperate she feels for love and how much she misses that sense of emotional safety. The poem ends with a tone of longing and sadness as the poet reveals how emotionally starved she feels in her present life, especially when compared to the warmth of her past. In the poem, Kamala Das uses simple but powerful language to express deep emotions like loss, longing, loneliness, nostalgia feeling. The house is not just a physical place, it's a symbol of love, family, and a time when she felt secure and valued. Through this memory, the past, through this memory, the poet highlights how losing a loved one can leave a lasting emptiness that's hard to fill, even as we grow older. She says she feels like blind with the grief of losing her grandmother. The word blind symbolizes emotional emptiness, confusion, and deep sorrow. My grandmother's house is not just about a grandmother or a house, it is about the human need for love. It is about how memories can comfort us and hurt us at the same time. It is about the scars created by emotional emptiness. Kamila Das reminds us that sometimes we carry our childhood homes inside us, and even when those places are gone, they continue to shape our hearts. Thank you. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English literature summaries or line by line explanation. Tell me in the comment which poem should I cover in the next video. Thank you.